It's pretty crazy that I just made a video talking about Jorge R. Gutierrez, and I talked about how what he's been working on after El Tigre and Book of Life was mostly his own passion projects. Little did I know, one of his passion projects is already on this platform, and it is florpin' amazing. I went out drinking with my friend, and he told me that he watched an animation on YouTube called El Guapo versus Narco Vampires. He let me know to check it out since, I love animation. When I looked it up, to my surprise, it was made by Jorge just a couple days after my Speedy video went up. If I had a nickel for every time Jorge's animations pop up in my life, I'd have 2 nickels, but it's weird how it's happened twice, right? As a bartender, there's a phenomenon where if one person orders a specific drink, that same day, you'll get a flock of people ordering that same drink, even if it's a super uncommon drink. Here we are though, and I'm super glad I ran into this gem. Hey guys, what is going on? It is me, Punkik Yoshi, or Alberto. Welcome back to the video. Today, we are back with another Before You Watch, the show that brings you the latest and greatest in animation that you should consider watching. Our last Before You Watch video was also a show that you can watch here on this platform, same as this one, but this one has a little twist to it. If you look closely to the title of the video that Jorge uploaded to his personal YouTube channel, it is called the Full Pilot Animatic. And for those of you that don't know what that means, it's a preliminary version of a cartoon where a series of successive panels from a storyboard are put together with voice acting and sometimes music as well. The first 3 or so minutes of this animatic are fully animated to give you a taste of what the style of the entire episode would actually look like when it's fully rendered in animation. But for the time being, we got the rest of the story in animatic format. And let me tell you, what a story it is. It reminds me so much of a story that one of my classmates would have for our writing room class in college. The passion, heart, and creativity really shines here. I cannot express this enough. Even with the animatic format that is presented to us, the drawings and emotions shine so bright it would kill any narco vampire in sight. It is evidently clear that Jorge has grown so much as a storyteller and animator since his days on Nickelodeon. And I'm happy that he's finally getting some of the recognition that he truly deserves over at Warner Bros. This stuff is gold. I'll fangirl over it after the synopsis. The show? I'm not even sure if this is intended to be in show format, but considering that this is a pilot and where we leave off at the end, I'm pretty sure this is the progression of a potential show. The intro for the show is fully animated and showcases the cast that we'd potentially see in later episodes. But notably, only El Guapo, Max, and Don Draculon make an appearance in the pilot. I won't give away too many details so you can watch the pilot for yourself, but the story starts in Tijuana, which is where Jorge grew up himself. A grim and musky version of Tijuana though. It has everything that you would associate Tijuana with, the street animals, the orphanages, and the tacos, but like crank it up by 10. The animation on these first 3 minutes are absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see them give the rest of the animatic this treatment. It is truly a sight to see. Pretty immediately, you could tell that this story isn't intended for the younger audiences, like what Jorge is used to creating. Considering this is a passion project though, that kinda makes sense. He would really want to create his own personalized story with this. El Guapo, as a character, is the guy who grew up in an orphanage after his nightlife mother left him and his brother there. One grew up to be an angel, while El Guapo is largely considered a devil by his community. So of course, we find him at a strip club in his first scene, which is where we also get introduced to Mags, who was there to fuck up some vampires. We don't learn her true intentions and why she hates vampires so much until the later half of the pilot. What really kicks off the story though is when El Guapo plays cards with a group of narcos and is actually having a pretty good day. Chupi, the leader of this gang, offers him a bet to pay off the orphanage's debts, his 2 golden Glocks, and his monster golden truck with the babes on top of it of course. If El Guapo loses, he just has to take a knee during his match tomorrow. The thing is though, the game means a tremendous amount to Jose, and him doing this would tarnish their reputation and relationship. You never make a deal with the devil though, cause there's always something up their sleeve, and Chupi's just happens to have a royal flush which puts El Guapo in the chopping block. The next morning, El Guapo has a really hard time confronting his brother about what happened, so he goes to the match without even mentioning it. That's where I'll leave you guys for now. I'd highly recommend that you guys check it out and come back to me and let me know what you guys think of the story. I personally think it's amazing. There is so much to fall in love with here. The setup and premise just screams potential. I hope one of the studios picks it up here. Jorge actually stated that he had this crazy and personal idea back in the mid-90s when he was at CalArts. A few years ago though, he actually pitched it to Guillermo del Toro as a live action movie, but Guillermo suggested that he adapt it into an animated format since there were a lot of things that Jorge wanted to do that just wasn't going to bring him fulfillment in live action. And the rest is history. Currently, Gutierrez is hoping that a studio partner can help him finance and distribute a 9-episode 30-minute long season, with the bidding starting with Netflix, Amazon, HBO Max, and Apple. Hopefully, they are able to give him the light of day, cause something as creative as this doesn't come knocking on your door too often. I'm sure there will be a dedicated audience that would love to see this up on the silver screen, especially animation fans or people yearning for a successor to El Tigre. Mags also looks like a really kick-ass sidekick. They set up the ending of the pilot perfectly for a pretty awesome season. All I'm saying is, if the animation falls through, hopefully Jorge can adapt this into a comic book of some sort, cause this is genuinely fire. Also, those tacos de carne asada look really fire. It's making me crave some street tacos. Hold up guys, I'll be right back. From one writer to another, Jorge, this looks amazing. I love the passion. Keep it up. From one animation fan to another, guys, watch El Guapo vs Narco Vampires. Link is in the description. But yeah, that's about all we had to discuss for today. Feel free to check out the short on YouTube, then come back so we could discuss it in the comments. Jorge cooked up something really special here, on top of those carne asada tacos. It would be a real big tragedy if no one picks up the show, but regardless, the pilot was amazing, and I'm glad I could forward the message to you guys. If you guys like what you see and want to see more, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps the channel a tremendous amount. I might have to go watch El Tigre now, for nostalgia's sake. As always, my name's been Alberto, or Pancake Yoshi. I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye bye.